Eat this. Drink that. Go. With Jimmy Cephalo and Brenda Bassett. Eat this, drink that, go.
Our first guest today is Giovanni Rocchio, who is from One Door East, which is right on Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. Learn more at onedooreast.com. And I heard some wonderful things about it. Chef, good to see you.
Nice to have you guys.
Thanks for
Nice to meet you,
being
Jimmy.
here.
Pleasure.
I love Asian food. Tell me how, well, you've got an Italian name.
Right.
Giovanni's an Italian name. How'd you wind up cooking Eastern food?
Well, I've been doing Italian food since I was a little boy. I worked for my father. We had an Italian restaurant. We started out in New York, and I've been doing that for probably about 40 years since I was a young boy. And I was mostly Italian, and then I got into some French food because of the technique and all that. And then just within the last 3 or 4 years, I discovered Asian food. And I just love the different products they use and just the...
Is it more of a fusion kind of a thing? Because, you know, when you say Asian, there's so many different types of Asian food.
Right.
It is. It's definitely a fusion. And so we have this space next to Valentino's, and we decided to turn it into a restaurant because we were making bread there and our homemade pasta. But then the landlord started charging us rent, so we like, that's not paying the rent. So we had a bunch, and you know, I discovered this new Asian food, and I said, you know, I think this would be a great idea, Asian / American, and we're also doing some Spanish and barbecue.
Wow.
So it's
mix
a
of everything,
real
yeah.
eclectic menu for you.
Yes,
Now,
yeah.
by the way, they're open 6 to 10, Monday through Thursday, 6 to 10, and Friday and Saturday, 6 to 11 p.m. So they're open for dinner only. On Instagram, it's One Door East, and Facebook, One Door East as well.
So since I love doing, you know, Italian pasta and we have an Asian restaurant, I'm doing Japanese noodles. So it's still within the same realm. I'm not going too far outside the box. So this is one item I put on the menu when we opened up. And it's still on the menu because people request it all the
Now,
time.
do they make their noodles different than pasta? I mean, what's the...
This is similar. This is a whole wheat flour with water. We actually buy these, but we do know how to make them also.
Okay.
But we keep our pasta girl busy making all the homemade pastas at Valentino's.
So the person who's looking at carbs and worried about carbs, udon noodles are whole wheat.
Right, yes.
And they're healthier and less carbs.
Right.
Yes.
Asian food generally is healthy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, generally.
Yes, yeah.
Right. Even when you're sautéing something, you're using a little bit of oil.
And pasta's not healthy?
Well, you know what? Yeah, I think it is. All right, Chef, tell us what you're doing.
All right, so we're going to start, we'll start with searing the beef. So we're doing beef tenderloin.
Right.
And I marinate it in a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, and a little bit of potato starch. So we're going to build a nice crust on it. So we can start with that. I'm using just a vegetable oil, a neutral oil,
And you got that pan really hot.
because we don't want to steam the meat. We want color on there.
And it should sound like that when you put it in.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, you take it off and get it hotter.
Well, we don't want to set the fire alarm off.
No, we
though,
don't.
so
You got that right. You do not want to do that.
in One Door East, we use a wok for it because we can, you know, the heat is really intense.
Right.
So, yeah, it is. We can pick this up in a couple of minutes
Oh, my goodness.
over here. So let's see how long it takes us here.
The other thing about Asian food is that it really, once you've prepared all the ingredients, it really is a quick throw
It
together.
is, yeah. This sauce takes a while. It's a black pepper sauce. Lots of shallots,
interested
garlic,
to
soy
taste
sauce, a lot of black pepper. So all the heat's from the black pepper. There's
Right.
no spice in it.
And so you make that yourself,
We
obviously.
do, yeah. So we did some shiitake mushrooms and caramelized onions, so you get more sweetness from the onions. We cook it down for a while.
Look at that cute little doolally here.
Snow peas here?
Snow peas. Now, had you caramelized the onions beforehand?
Yeah, that's all done again ahead of time.
Again, it's that pre-cooking that does all of that.
Oh, my
throw the
gosh, that
pasta
looks
in right now.
so
Now, how long
good.
will udon noodles take to...
Takes not even about a minute.
That's it.
That's it, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, was your dad a chef as well?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Did he teach you everything?
He taught me basically hard work and dedication
Right.
and honesty about work, and then the other stuff I learned from going and work in New York and Italy.
Right.
Yeah.
As
So-
my father used to say, if I complained, you could be digging a ditch, you know, and he was right about that.
Right.
What part of Italy did you work in?
I worked in Venice.
All right, Chef, let's try the udon
We've
noodles.
waited
because,
long enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some sake, too, huh?
Yeah, we're going to keep it Asian. I believe the sake, the coolness of the sake will offset this black pepper. So it is spicy, but it's all black pepper. There's really no chili in here. Just the amount of black pepper that we put in there.
Right.
So we're thinking something unfiltered. So we're going to have to stir that a little bit, the sake.
So your wine list has a variety of things, from Italians to sakis and everything in between.
Yes. Predominantly at Valentino's, it's Italian
Right.
with some French.
Brenda?
Okay.
There's a fork. Here's a
So
napkin for you.
excited.
It looks absolutely delicious. Let me hold this up for our camera
Okay.
before we dig into this thing. But isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? Wouldn't you love that dish as you sit at One Door East and think, now that's something to share probably with 2 or 3 other things and just enjoy it and
That's
love
what
it.
it is. It's a very menu set for sharing for groups.
Before you dive in, let's just try a little bit of sake. I did that on purpose. Just to Are you hungry? Are you?
I am anxious to
Right.
taste this.
Sakis are interesting. I mean, this is.
I don't know much about them, but
We don't either,
I do
yeah.
like them.
I do too. They're-
Now this one's cloudy.
Yeah, they.
Unfiltered.
Right.
If that's what that means. Okay, unfiltered.
Very good.
Tasted it last night. Half the bottle's missing.
Very
Yeah,
good.
so
That's really
yeah,
good.
that is
I actually do enjoy it. So
It doesn't have that,
yeah.
you know, where
Now
you
be careful
cringe.
because the spice here, so you might.
Right. There you go.
All right, I'm gonna start with that.
Now, way back, I mean, 45 years ago, I played in the Japan Bowl, and we were a bunch of 21-year-old kids, and they were serving us thing. I mean, back then sushi wasn't big in America, and serving us sake, and we had no idea what in the world we were eating. And half of those guys went to McDonald's afterwards from the Midwest. Brenda, would you take too big of a bite?
I did.
You did? Well, good, because you got to
sorry.
talk. Because I wouldn't take too big of a
You're
bite,
gonna
too.
take, yeah.
Definitely get
So
some noodles.
the-
that sauce coats the noodles very well.
The music that you do, is it every single night?
Thursdays. Only
Just
nights,
Thursday?
Yeah.
Chef, this is absolutely wonderful.
This is so good.
Great, thank you.
Again,
Yeah.
it's One Door East, 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. Giovanni Rocchio is the chef and the owner. Make your trip. They're open for dinner 7 days a week. It's just a beautiful place. We'll come back with more. We're going to eat some wonderful desserts, and they're guilt-free.
They're guilt-free. Yeah.
I bet they go good with sake, too. Back right after.